Hello folks, welcome back. In this session, we are going to observe Spring web-based MVC. First, let us try to understand how the communication flow you can find in legacy or traditional MVC application. Suppose there is a request, a specific request from client, then a specific servlet associated to that particular request will receive, and then its corresponding view it will generate, and then that view will be sending back to the client as response. Instead of that, a different request received to the server from the client, a different servlet will execute and invoke another view that is similar to JSP, and then that JSP will be sending back to the client as a response. Like that, as many requests are there, as many servlets, as many view components, and then sending back to the client as a response. So here, what is the main important point in legacy MVC applications? For every request, there should be a unique and its own servlet should be defined. Instead of that, if you observed in modern MVC framework, irrespective to the number of requests you have, there is only one single front controller servlet. That is a simple servlet. So any request, it may be first request that goes to first front controller servlet. From there, a specific controller identified, and then the request will be directing to the controller. The controller's job is to perform the business logic and identify the appropriate view, send the identified data to the view, and then that view will be redirected back to provided as response to the client instead of first request. Suppose other request sent by the client, that request again goes to the front controller, the same servlet, and this time the front controller will identify another different appropriate controller which can handle this request, and then the same again, the controller job is to perform the business logic, interacting with database, retrieving data, and then sending that data to view. That view will be presented to the client as a response. In the similar way, irrespective to the number of requests, the single and the only servlet will take the request object and then invoke the controller. Then the controller causes to generate the view and then send back to the server. The major difference between the modern and the traditional MVC pattern. The traditional MVC pattern, there are multiple servlets, whereas here one only single servlet. Then there may be a big question. Instead of multiple servlets there in the earlier traditional MVC pattern, here we are going to have multiple controllers. Then what is the throughput in this modern MVC? That is a common question raised. Let us try to compare the servlet with controller. Servlet is a class with specific pattern of content. It is either implementation of javax.servlet.servlet interface or subclass of javax.servlet.http.http servlet. Whereas these all controllers are simple Java classes. They are plain old Java objects, POJOs. So here the total MVC has built with the help of simple POJO classes. That is the advantage of modern MVC that we are going to observe in Spring web-based MVC. Thank you for watching.